Welcome everyone. Nice to see some new people here in Yoga Vahini, and welcome to people who are joining on YouTube. Today is a very special day for many of us in the Krishnamacharya tradition because it is the birthday of our teacher Shri T.K. Videskachar, which also happens to be the International Yoga Day. So for us it is special because it's a time for us to remind ourselves of everything that we have received from our teachers and particularly from Deskachar, who really took yoga therapy to a level where every individual can benefit. So it doesn't really matter who the person is, what their life situation is, what their age is, what their abilities are. Everybody can benefit from yoga. So I want to start with a prayer to the entire lineage of teachers, okay, and then a short breathing practice to settle ourselves, and then we'll do a little interactive session, and I will also instruct the people on YouTube what question you have to stay with, okay. Rama will start with Aindikaram. கரத்தனை யானை முகத்தனை இந்து இளம்பிறை போலும் எயிற்றினை நந்தி மகன்றனை ஞானக் கொழுந்தினை புந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேனே. ஒன்றவன் தானே இரண்டவன் இன்னருள் நின்றனன் மூன்றினுள் நான்குணர்ந்தான் ஐந்து வென்றனன் ஆறு விரிந்தனன் ஏழும்பர் சென்றனன் தானிருந்தான் உணர்ந்தெட்டே. யோகேன சித்தஸ்ய பதேன வாசாம் மலம் ஷரீரஸ்ய ச வைத்யகேன யோபாகரோத்தம் பிரவரம் முனீனாம் பதஞ்சலம் பிராஞ்சலிரானதோசி ஆபாஹு புருஷாகாரம் சங்கசக்ராசிதாரிணம் சஹஸ்ரசிரசம் ஸ்வேதம் பிரணமாமி பதஞ்சலிம் ஸ்ரீமதே अनंताय नागराजाय नमो नमः. श्री कृष्णवागीशयतीश्वराभ्यां संप्राप्त चक्रांकण भाष्यसारं श्रीनूत्नरंगेन्द्रयतौ समर्पितस्वं श्रीकृष्णमार्यं गुरुवर्यमीडे विरोधे कार्तिके मासे शतताराकृतोदयं योगाचार्यं कृष्णमार्यं गुरुवर्यमहं भजे. श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. Just please make sure your posture is comfortable. Can you sit with your back erect? If you're sitting on a chair, make sure the feet is on the ground. Relax your shoulders, bring your chin down. If you're comfortable, keep your eyes closed. And just bring your awareness to your breath. Begin to observe your natural breath, the inhalation and the exhalation. Make sure your back is erect so that you can really deepen the breath Slowly begin to lengthen and deepen the breath. As you inhale, follow the breath from your throat down to the navel. And as you exhale, follow the breath from the navel back to the throat. And as you start deepening the breath, paying attention to the breath, you also become aware of whatever is arising in your mind. Deepen your awareness with each inhalation. And as you exhale, empty your mind. Let go of these thoughts, these preoccupations, whatever belongs to the past or the future, and allow your breath to bring you completely into the present moment. Breathing in from the throat to the navel. Just pause for a couple of seconds there. Breathing out from the navel to the throat. And again pause for just 2 or 3 seconds, focusing on the throat. As you continue to breathe in and out, let your body relax and let your mind empty itself of whatever doesn't belong to this moment. Just free your mind, relax your body. And just see if you can pause a little longer, maybe about 3 seconds after inhalation, where you can experience the stillness and the fullness of the breath. And after you exhale completely, pause for 2 to 3 seconds. Just be very quiet. Experience the quality of emptiness. Thoughts will come and go. Just bring your awareness back to your breath. Try to take your mind deeper into the breath, into the body. Just 3 more breaths with complete attention. And once you have completed, you can open your eyes. okay? Hope you're feeling more settled now. Yeah. So I'm going to begin with a question for everyone. Okay. And those of you who are online, please take this question and reflect on it. Of course, you may not be able to communicate with me now, but you can put your thoughts in the chat. So the question for you is simple. What brings you here? Right? What is your interest in yoga, yoga therapy? What are your questions that you're coming with? What really brings you here on a Friday morning? Yeah? No. So wait, I'll finish my question. Okay. I want you to pair up with one more person. Okay? And just have a chat, maybe about 5 minutes. Just share why you're here, then listen to the other person. And since we have many teachers here, I would like the new people to actually interact with the teachers. And just listen, and you also share why you're here. Okay? So after 5 minutes, maybe, what's the time now actually? 10:20, we can come back? Yeah? 8 minutes. Okay, 8 minutes and then we come back. And then when you come back, of course, I'm going to ask you to share something, but not the whole story, but whatever stayed with you during the conversation, whatever came up. Okay? So, yeah, you can pick anyone you want to share.
Excuse me, you want us to share with the teacher or with
Anybody, doesn't really matter. You can turn to the person next to you also. Yeah, so can we. The question for those who are on YouTube is to reflect on why you're here, why have you joined the session, what questions are you coming with. You can put it down on the chat, but just take about 5 minutes to reflect on it and then put it down in the chat. And then somebody will read it out to me. Just face each other. Face each other. You are having a conversation. So
I am the medication for
எத்தனை மணிக்கு
So they are taking the pictures
எத்தனை மணிக்கு முடிக்கணும் 28 ஸ்டாப் Okay, so quickly do you do you have any thoughts to share? Just one or two statements.
My name is Sridhar. I am staying on the next floor,
Okay.
So it was a 3-minute walk for me.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming.
my pleasure. So I have tried, the right word is tried yoga several times because I'm deeply interested in it. I think way back in, when I came to Chennai in 77, I think I came to Chennai, 78, 79, there was a yoga brotherhood.
Yeah,
You heard of it?
Yeah,
It used
yeah.
to function from the Express Estates.
mm.
I forget the name of the gentleman, but I remember it very well. Okay, that's not important. I've tried several types of yoga, several teachers and so on. Somehow I found that all types of yoga gave me actually the adverse reaction to what I was expecting. And for years I did not know why. I've even spoken to Jessica Charabhat, who knows my mama very well.
Oh.
So we had a very close relationship. he will not able to give an answer. But now, if you go on the net, you'll find a lot of information on this. There are people who have problems. So, I'm still interested in learning, and if this place can solve my problems, I'll be very happy to sort them out and proceed.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. So you're saying you have tried many kinds of yoga, but every time you've had adverse effects and you're not able to figure out why, and you have not given up on yoga.
I have not given up
Yeah.
in yoga as such.
Which brings you here, of course, yeah.
Not only that, I do the yoga type of exercise without calling it yoga, without concentrating on the breathing.
Okay.
The moment I concentrate on the breathing, my body gets into a spin, and I get all the adverse reactions
Okay.
are not supposed to be
Okay.
there. In fact, it's supposed to mitigate it. You have when you do yoga, you're supposed to get rid of these problems. For me, it increases.
What happened today when you did the practice?
I don't know. It may hit me a little later. I get anxious.
No, what happened today morning? Like when you did just, it was fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Normally, the practice itself is very pleasurable. I've even gone into whatever you call it, meditation or a kind of a trance situation for even for half an hour, 40 minutes. Even that I have done, and they have all been very, very pleasurable for me. Very intensive, very pleasurable. But literally hits me.
Okay. We'll figure that out, sir. Any other thoughts? What is the general idea of why you have come here? Did something emerge from your conversations? What were the questions, or what was the seeking?
It's more to center myself.
To center yourself,
To address stress.
address stress.
stress. To address stressful situations in a much more calmer place
Yeah.
of mind. And I'm basically seeking peace of mind. That's the uppermost, the one and only thing that I need in my life.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is eluding me.
So to how to address stressful situations in a calm way and how to find peace of mind. Yeah, that's why we are all here. True. I think that's what everyone is seeking. You know. Initially we begin with seeking comfort, happiness, and thinking, okay, if this object or this situation or this person will give me that happiness, everything will be fine. But soon over a period of time we realize that is temporary, right? Either the same object or the same person or the same situation doesn't give us that happiness, or it can actually give us the adverse effect of pain, and then we start looking for something else that will give us happiness. Now slowly we begin to understand that happiness and suffering is part of our life. We cannot run away from it. Then how do we really handle it? And then slowly we also begin to see that this happiness or suffering is not actually coming only from outside. Something inside me is attracting myself to some situation that gives me pain, and something reacts within me in a certain way that causes me pain. Something within me makes me look at a situation in a particular way that causes me pain, right? So this is why we come to yoga. Sooner or later we realize yoga is not like a magic wand that you can, take away all the problems. And if somebody tells you, you do yoga, all your problems will go away, please don't believe them. Okay. But if you practice yoga, the problems may not go away, but you will be a different person. So your perception of the problem will change. Yeah, your understanding will be different, your actions and responses to the situation will change, because now you have more clarity, you have more stability within you, and you can address it from a deeper, peaceful state. That is all we are looking at through yoga. So this is a gift of all our teachers. I don't know how many thousands of years this tradition has come to us, right? And today, maybe in the last 50, 60 years, yoga has become something different. There's just so much yoga out there that we can't even recognize sometimes if it is yoga or not, right? So today I want to focus more on yoga therapy, which is like an offshoot of yoga or an application of yoga in a particular area. So where does yoga therapy feature in the larger framework of yoga? So according to the text Yoga Sutra, which is our source text, it's the text on yoga psychology, how to understand the mind, how to actually clean the mind and train the mind to reach the highest possibility that it is capable of. Yeah. So in this text, illness is presented as an obstacle on the path of yoga. So it is something that can come to anybody in any stage of life, and any aspirant, anybody who is aspiring to reach a state of yoga, a yogi. So yogi is also an aspirant, yogi is also one who is established in a state of yoga. So when I want to move in this direction of discovering what is reality, what is the highest truth, what is my true nature, where do I find that deep inner peace, I am seeking that. In that seeking, we can encounter illness. And when illness comes, we have to know how to take care of ourselves. So yogi is also meant to be a physician. Patanjali was also a physician, right, who believed to have given a very important text on Ayurveda. All the Siddhas in the Tamil tradition were also physicians. They were Siddhas, which means they were highly accomplished yogis, right? So illness is part of the whole journey, right? But what happens when people come with a therapeutic need? So mostly people who come to us, I would say 90% people with general aches and pains, maybe neck pain, back pain. Now with the computer age, everybody seems to have this problem. It's not even people who are working on the computer, who are software professionals, but everybody seems to be having some problem with their eyes, with their neck, with their back, and general aches and pains, because there's so much of sitting that is happening, right? Now, if I were just going to offer a workshop for people here, I would be standing, walking, but now I have to sit because I'm sitting here, right? So even yoga teachers are sitting a lot, right? Now, when we come with these problems, we come to yoga therapy. So what do we do in the beginning? What our teachers have taught us is, you have to address the pain. You have to make the person feel more comfortable in the body. Yeah, we cannot talk about any high philosophy or spirituality when the body is suffering, right? So the pain has to reduce, and we think it is only the physical pain, right? But usually when we ask somebody, we have a pain scale, okay? When we ask somebody how much is the pain, they will say 9 out of 10. But they would have actually driven their car and come to the class and walked the steps to come into the class. So obviously it cannot be 9 out of 10. But in the mind, it has become 9 out of 10 because it is bothering the person a lot. So this is what Desikacharya used to call problem of the problem. There is a problem, then there is a problem on top of that, which is a problem of the mind. What the mind makes up about the problem, right? So if let's say I'm chopping vegetables and I cut my finger, I know it will heal, it is not going to bother me. But suppose I have to write an exam tomorrow for 3 hours. Will it bother me or not? It will, right? Somebody comes with a knee pain. Now the knee pain may be 5 out of 10, and most people have knee pain today, right? But this person, it's bothering that person so much. They say it is 9 out of 10. Why? Because I am an artist, I have to dance, I have a performance next month, I have to address this knee pain. So the mind plays a big role, right? So the mind has to calm down. The body has to become more comfortable, the mind has to calm down. This is our first step in healing. Now what happens usually when people come with a lot of pain? Within the first 1 or maximum 2 weeks, the first level of problems will go away. The pain will come down, the mind will become relaxed, and then what the person will think, oh, I am all right. They stop coming to the class, right? So if the problem doesn't go away, maybe they won't come back because they'll say, okay, I have to go to some other teacher, some other doctor, some other hospital. If the problem is okay also, they won't come back because they think they're all right. But what we say is that is only the first step. Yeah, once the pain comes down, your mind is more relaxed, then you can start looking at why is this problem coming to me. I have to look at the causes. It is not a symptom management process. Symptom management is only the first step, what we call shamanam, which is also used in Ayurveda. So Ayurveda also, you go to a physician, first they'll give you some medicine for shamanam. Not all the time in the beginning, but mostly it will be shamanam, and yoga also we do that. Okay. If the person can come back, which we would really want to, then we'll start exploring why did the problem come. Okay. So we'll start looking at the diet, the lifestyle. This information we already collect in the first session because we want to understand as therapists why is the problem there. If somebody has had a problem for a very long time, why is it lingering on? What is feeding that problem? What is keeping that alive? Yeah. So we try to understand their food habits, their routine, their lifestyle. Sleep is very, very important. Is a person sleeping well? Are they waking up tired and disturbed, right? How is their work environment? Are they comfortable? Are they happy doing their work? Is it causing them a lot of pressure? How are their relationships? What is their life context? We try and understand all of this, maybe not in great depth. It's only to the extent somebody is willing to share with you, right? But it already gives us some idea of what foods can be contributing to the problem. Pain is directly connected to food. We don't realize that. Sometimes we think pain, I do some exercise, pain will go away. But if I continue to eat foods that will create pain, like in Ayurveda we call it vata-genic, vata-inducing foods, invariably the pain will linger on. Whatever exercise I will do, still the pain will be there. Yeah, so we start looking at what are the foods that they're eating, maybe very spicy food, sour foods, foods that cause a lot of gas in the body, right? Then we look at activity. So if somebody moving a lot, okay, or not moving at all, both extremes can cause problems. Then we look at the mind, thinking a lot, worrying a lot, you know, be retired, the children are married, settled everywhere, no problem, but we keep thinking, my grandson has not got married, my granddaughter has not got this. Yeah, so there is always something that worries the mind. Worries the mind means it preoccupies the mind. And then when we say, okay, you can do something very simple that will help to calm your mind and address the problem. The most important issue here is, what do you think? No time. Huh?
Also don't have a problem. There's sometimes reluctance that I don't have a problem.
Okay, that's also a problem. No, I don't have a problem. So somebody asked me in one of the workshops, I don't have a problem. I'm fit, I'm healthy. Why should I practice yoga? Wow, great. You're fit, you're healthy. Now is the right time for you to start, right? So that you can prevent any problem from coming. You can avoid a lot of problems in the future, and maybe you can also help other people. You know, it's a great privilege to have a healthy body. Not everyone has that. Not everyone has a healthy constitution. So if you do have one, if you're gifted with one, then you have a responsibility to take care of it, right? Like Kalidasa says, Shariram Adhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. This is the first thing I have to take care of. Like Tirumandiram says, Ullam Perinkoyil Uvunudambu Alayam. It is a temple and you have to really protect this temple, take care of it. So, if you don't have a problem, come become a yoga teacher. Yeah? So you can help more people. Even if you have a problem, come learn. And usually the people who come to us, you know, who have learnt yoga and then gone on to become teachers and yoga therapists, and this takes a good 5 years of training, are people who came with some health issue, okay, who have benefited from yoga and say, okay, now I want to take it to more people. So yoga therapy can only be taught, yoga can only be taught if you have the deep desire to help somebody, to take away the problem of somebody. So we may have come because we don't have a problem, but my husband is suffering, or my child has this problem, or my mother or my father, or somebody has a problem, I want to help. Invariably when parents come to a yoga workshop, they will say, I want my children to practice yoga. So the first thing we tell them is you start practicing. Yeah, when they see you practice regularly, maybe they will start absorbing it. Yeah, they will start doing it playfully, and then when they are a little more serious, you can get them into a yoga class. But we have to remember, yoga is for us. Invariably, when we come to learn yoga, like the happy, fit, healthy people, we are always thinking about my neighbor, my uncle, my aunt, my father-in-law. Say, first you take care of yourself. When you can take care of yourself, you know how to take care of yourself, then you know how to help somebody. Yeah. So the second step we look at is how to change the diet, how to change the lifestyle, how to take away certain things or minimize certain things, simple changes. If somebody is addicted to coffee, I have to have 5 coffees a day, we say 2. Half cup, diluted, something, you know. Okay, they have to agree. You can't say stop drinking coffee, don't come to my class. Nobody will come to my class. Yeah. So our teacher always used to never ever say that stop this or stop that. So somebody came with smoking as an addiction and wanted to give up smoking. He doesn't say how many cigarettes, how long can you stop for 1 week, 3 weeks, try yoga and then you can smoke. Never said anything about it. Put it aside, start practicing. Okay, and then he will give that student a certain practice that will require them to use their breath very efficiently. And then when they go and smoke, they realize what they're doing. And slowly when this practice becomes stronger, that will become weaker. Yeah, this is what Yoga Sutra says, Tajya samskaraha anya samskara pratibandhi. A new habit. Yoga is just a habit. Okay. People say, I don't have time, I can't practice on my own, I need somebody to instruct me, but I can't move out of my house. Can you do it online? Try anything. Anything that will make people practice, we say do it. But make it into a habit. It has to become an everyday habit. Yeah? It has to become so important part of your day that it's like your life depends on it. When it becomes a habit like that, then you have stabilized. Yeah? Then doesn't matter what problems come. Yeah? We don't know what problems can come. Anybody can have any problem. Right? But we will have that inner strength and stability to address the problem, deal with it in the most intelligent, compassionate manner. This is what yoga can give us. Now you might ask me, okay, is it very complex? People are studying for 5 years, 10 years. I've been studying for 30 years and I still am studying. Somebody's phone is ringing.
So sorry, I thought I had put it on silent.
No problem, we can all take some deep breaths. Just sit with your back erect.
No, just switch it off.
Just breathe in and breathe out. Maybe through this conversation, whatever we have had so far, something could have got triggered for you. Looking back at your food, your lifestyle, your sleep, your posture, your work, your relationships, your aspirations, and your deep desire to help other people, to mitigate their suffering. Just get in touch with all of these. And wherever you are on this journey, wherever you are at this point of time, ask yourself, am I ready to take the next step towards better health, better well-being, greater clarity and peace of mind? Am I ready? Okay, you can open your eyes. So, when you start feeling better in your body, your symptoms have come down, the next step is to really start practicing yoga, start looking at what kind of postures will help me to improve my circulation. Okay, what will help the prana to flow very well. That's why breathing is such an integral part of our practice, because the breath is the most important primary expression of the prana, the pranic energy. Yeah, the prana is responsible for everything, all functions, all life functions, whether it is the involuntary functions of the body or the functions of the mind or the voluntary actions of the senses, the mind, etc. Now, the prana and the breath are one and the same, because it is as long as you are breathing that your prana is in your body. When we stop breathing, the prana has left, right? So we use the breath as a tool to really regulate the prana. And Ayurveda will tell you there are 10 pranas, 5 primary pranas, each of which have a seat, a function, a direction. So what we do through yoga practice is we do asana, simple asanas, and these asanas are not usually in therapy taught in the classical way. Because in classical, we always think, oh, if I have to go to yoga, I have to be able to touch the floor, or I have to stand upside down and do all contorted postures. It's not necessary, right? We can take these asanas and adapt them for the individual. And in a sense, you're actually adapting the individual also to the asana, to make sure that the prana flows very well, unimpeded. Yeah, the blockages that we create because of bad food, bad lifestyle, bad sleep habits, thinking, holding on to emotions, yeah, I don't know how many lifetimes what we carry inside, right? So the prana is not flowing well, obviously. It is blocked everywhere. Sometimes it is working too much in some areas, not functioning properly in another area, right? Sometimes there is so much in the head, the body is very lazy, lethargic, I don't want to move my body, I'm so tired. I'm tired because I'm thinking so much. Or I can be tired if I am diabetic, for example. And yoga says if you are tired and you are diabetic, you have to move. You can't rest, because if you rest, it is not going to help. So there are many reasons we feel tired, but we think I have to rest my body, right? Because the prana is not flowing properly. So we start doing some simple asanas. I'll tell you, it is so simple that you will wonder how can it create change. And sometimes people come with very complicated problems. They'll bring such a big medical file with many MRIs across many years, yeah? And then we'll teach them something very simple. We'll tell them inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, lower your arms. Not because that's all they can, they should do. That's all they can do at that time. Yeah, because there will be restriction in the shoulder, in the neck, the breath. The mind is so disturbed. We teach them a simple practice, and then they might not come back if they're all right, or they come back and say, my God, that was magic. How did that happen? It was not a magic. What we did was we brought the body, the mind and the breath together. So when you move with the breath, so we will just do some simple practice in a moment. When you do the movement with the breath and your mind is anchored there, all the three come together, you start experiencing yoga. Yoga means union or coming together, and primarily we try and bring the mind, body and breath together. Slowly, when the circulation improves, your problems with digestion, your energy levels will improve, your sleep improves, right? You can do more, you can be more functional. Your mind is having so much more clarity, you become more efficient with your work, you're able to be more patient with other people, you're able to listen better, right? Many things begin to change. And slowly you begin to see there is more to it. This is not the end of the road. The end of the journey in healing is not getting rid of a problem. Like I said, one problem goes, another problem is waiting, right? We all thought science is advanced so much we can handle any problem. What happened when COVID came? And what happened in the aftermath of COVID? Okay? There will always be some problems that keep coming. So the journey does not end with the problem going away. I would say the journey of yoga begins when the problem goes away. Because you say, now I can take charge of myself. I am empowered. I don't have to be running to somebody for all my problems. I can take charge. I become free. Yeah, I become independent. I become empowered. So this self-empowerment, when somebody is able to recognize and own up and say, now I can do something. Until then, the teacher has to stay with the student. And in our tradition, every student has a teacher. I still go back to my teachers. Maybe not my teacher, basic acharya, because he is no more, but there are many other teachers who have studied with him. So I still go back to work with my practice. So every teacher here has a teacher they go back to work with their practice, to talk about their problems, to talk about their students and how to help them. So if you work with us, we are going to put you on to one teacher who will work with you, okay? And you know that you can be really completely comfortable that that teacher will have a teacher and that teacher will have a teacher. And so there is a continuous thread of learning going on for us. We continue to learn and evolve our teaching. And this is not about learning something new that science is putting out, which is also important today, what research and science is talking about, because they are validating what we already knew. Yeah, what the yogis already knew. Today they are validating this technique creates these changes in the body. Yeah, if you do diaphragmatic breathing, if you do abdominal breathing, digestive problems will be addressed, your anxiety will come down, and then your autonomic nervous system comes into a state of balance, right? When you need to act, you can act. When you need to relax, you will relax. So there are so many things that science is putting out there. But, we are still very far from really understanding how does this machine work. I mean, it's not a machine. It's a beautiful instrument. I mean, I can't even call it an instrument. No? Something very alive. Yeah, an organism. It's just so alive, so intelligent. Right? And healing in yoga is so natural, because what you are doing is you are removing the blockages to healing. That's all you are doing. So if I have a knee pain, I have to say, okay, maybe I will have to move, I will have to strengthen these muscles, I have to do something to calm my mind, I have to do the right things, not overdo or do the wrong things. Then when I create the right conditions, the healing will happen. What is healing? There is an energy within you that is healing. Yeah? That you have to discover. That's why I said you begin to discover that, you begin to get on to this great journey with great curiosity and wonderment. Okay, what is this healing all about? How can I heal myself? And like I said, healing is not curing the problem. Sometimes certain problems cannot be completely removed from our system. It has already created some damage, it has left some mark. We are aging, you cannot reverse aging completely, even though some texts talk about it, An old man can become like a young man. Yeah, Tirumandram talks about it. But I can be sure that most of us don't practice at that intensity to experience grey hair going black and all of that. But to a large extent, we can prevent or slow down the deterioration, slow down the aging process, delay many changes that happen naturally with aging. And we can prevent, we can also reverse certain problems. All that is possible through yoga therapy. But it is, to start with, I won't say lifelong journey, because I don't want you to run away. Okay, I'd say at least 3 months, give it a shot. 3 months of coming to a teacher every week, taking a class, going home, practicing every day. Now if you say you don't have time, we have to make time. So whatever is important, we will make time for it. There is no question about it, right? We will create that time. It is like, if you like dessert, if you like sweets, you will have a feast, but will you say, oh, I'm full, I can't have the dessert? You will make space for it, right? So yoga has to become like that. It has to be something that gives you so much joy and so much of energy that you'll say, I won't miss that, come what may. Yes, some of us have practiced in the train Some of us practice, in like strange places, like in a flight or in a station. It's not like you have to, it's not like a compulsion, but you realize that this gives me so much joy and peace. Why wouldn't I do it? Why wouldn't I make time for it? And all that we ask is 20 minutes to start with, okay? 20 minutes to start with, and slowly that will expand. You will create more time and you will begin to see the effect of a 20-minute daily practice. If you have more time, I would say do one practice in the evening, end of the day. So you can release all the tension that, all the baggages that we carry through the day, we can clear them out of the system and go to sleep comfortably. Wake up to meet another day with great enthusiasm. Yeah. So this is what yoga can offer and yoga therapy can offer. Every practice is designed for the individual, customized for the individual and modified periodically so that it is changing according to your changing needs. I can't do the same practice that I learned 10 years ago from my teacher. Today my body is different, my needs are different, right? So I have to change the practice, and like that the teacher will guide you systematically. Now why this workshop? Because we really wanted everyone to learn what is yoga therapy, because what it seems like is people are coming and learning something, but we're not able to give you a larger picture of this whole process. It almost sometimes seems like physical therapy or physiotherapy, which is a science by itself, okay? I'm not trying to belittle that, but yoga therapy is different. It's based on a very strong, very powerful philosophy and psychology, right? It is about the whole being, and what you see, what you experience of your reality, including your body, is only tip of the iceberg. A whole lot of this reality waits to be explored, right, at a more and more subtle level. So as you continue to learn and grow with your practice, you'll begin to see more and more and more of yourself. It's like you look at a mirror. Initially you only see certain things, right? Then slowly yoga practice will teach you to look at yourself. I remember one student who said all her problem was her mother-in-law. Okay, this is like a usual story that, and the mother-in-law is not even there, but all that she experienced in the first 20 years of her life with her mother-in-law is what caused so much problem in her body. And then after a few weeks, she says, actually that is not the problem at all. The problem is with me. I have to look at myself, I have to look at why I reacted in that way, why I could not handle that situation better. And poor lady, she did what she could. There is nothing wrong with her. The same person could come back and say that. And then what that changes is your relationship with your own body and health, because what you are holding on to as a physical problem is because somebody has created that problem for you. I become a victim. Yeah? When I don't see myself anymore as a victim of life situation or other people, my body changes, my prana changes, right? So many levels we begin to see that yoga therapy can change you, transform you. And all of us will vouch for that. Everybody will have a story to tell you. And I'm sure you will have time to listen to these stories to really say, okay, can I also do something? Can I also work with it? Yeah. So we'll just do a short practice now. We've been sitting for some time, and then I'm going to ask some of you to share. Okay. So we've been sitting for a long time. Maybe you can stand up. And Namrata is going to demonstrate, so can we keep the space clear? So the first thing we learn to do is to stand. We call this a samasthiti position. It is a position that helps to balance your body. Yeah. So you're standing with your feet together or slightly apart, whatever is comfortable for you. And just stand with your back straight. And if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes or keep your eyes open. Begin to observe your posture. Start inhaling and exhaling. And as you inhale, you feel the lengthening of your spine. Exhale, focus on grounding yourself, relax, feel the weight of your body through the feet. Inhale, focus on the lengthening of the spine, moving upward. Exhale, slowly relax, move your awareness all the way down to your feet. And just one more breath. Okay, now you can open your eyes. It's a very simple movement. We call this Tadasana, and we modify it in many different ways according to the needs of the individuals. Okay, so Namrata is going to just show you very simple modification of Tadasana. And we do the movement with the breath. Okay, all opening movements on inhalation, all closing movements on exhalation. So as you inhale, raise your arms from the sides all the way up. Just keep your hands parallel to each other. Feel the stretch of the spine. Pause for a second. Exhale, lower your arms. So can you come here? Okay. Repeat a few times. Feel the breath moving in, feel the expansion in your chest, feel the lengthening of the spine. Just pause for a second. Yeah. Exhale, lower your arms. Relax. Just do it 3 more times. Really observe what this movement and breathing is doing to your body. What is it doing to your mind? Okay, complete with this movement. Now keep your feet slightly apart, wider. Yeah. So the next movement is you raise your one arm up, look at the hand, exhale, gently stretch. Right to left, inhale up, looking at the hand, exhale, lower the arm. Okay, then repeat on the other side. Yeah, can you face the camera? So inhale, raise your arm up. Exhale, stretch, open up the right side. Leaning to the left, inhale, straighten up. You can look up at the hand. Exhale, lower your arm. Wonderful. Now on the other side. Feel the stretch. You've done 2 times?
Once.
2 more times. Just do it to the extent you're comfortable. Focus on your breath. Don't push. Many of these are modified therapeutic practices. Keep your elbows soft. You can gaze up at the hand if you're comfortable. Just one more round. Again, just bring your feet together. Close your eyes, observe your body. Observe the right and the left side of the body. Stay with a slow, deep breath. Open your eyes. Now we'll do a gentle twist, okay? So you can watch Namrata, I'll give the instruction. Keep your feet apart. Yeah, not so much, just slightly apart. Now as you inhale, raise your arms to the shoulder level. And as you exhale, twist to one side, bring the right hand to the left shoulder, folding the left hand behind your back, left arm behind your back, yeah, and turn to the left. Inhale, come back to the center, sweeping your arms to the shoulder level. Exhale, twist to your right. So keep your elbows soft, bend, relax, look back. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, lower your arms. So this is one round. Just 3 more rounds. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, twist to the right. Observe your neck, your shoulder, your upper back. Inhale, come back to the center, breathing into the chest. Exhale, lower your arms. 2 more times on your own. Okay. Now the next, we're going to do a very gentle forward bend. I'm going to ask Namrata to bend forward towards the chair, so you can find a chair or you can use the top, yeah, the counter top. Just observe how she's doing it and then you can do it, okay? You can also bend down fully, but your spine stretches better when you use a support, yeah? Especially if the legs are tight, then it's better to use a support. So I'm just moving the chair back, okay. Inhale, raise your arms from the front. Feel the lengthening of the spine. Start exhaling, bend forward. Yeah. Go down, inhale, come up. So if you are not using a support, try and go all the way down. Okay? Don't stay halfway because that's more stressful. Yeah.
Give that space.
You can use this chair. நீங்க இது ஃப்ரண்ட்ல வச்சுட்டு Namita, you can continue. We have our teachers around, so if anybody has any discomfort, they can come and help you to modify. Really enjoy your breathing, the stretching, the contraction as you exhale. Your whole body is waking up. Just one more round and then ready to sit. Okay. Now you can go back to your seats. Can you sit down or sit on the chair? We'll do a short pranayama practice, okay? So the first step when we start moving from asana to pranayama is to really bring your attention to your breath, moving from your body into the breath, right? Breath is more subtle than the body. So you need a few minutes to shift your focus from the body to the breath. So sit with your back erect, place your feet on the ground, place your hands on the lap, bring your chin down, relax your shoulders, and just start watching your breath. The mind and the breath are very intimately connected. The chitta and the prana. Let the mind meet the breath and travel with it in its own course. Observe what happens when you are inhaling. You feel the expansion in your chest and abdomen. You feel the lengthening of the spine. And as you exhale, your abdomen goes in, your chest relaxes. Pay careful attention to the breath from the beginning of the inhalation to the end of the inhalation, the beginning of the exhalation to the end of the exhalation. And as you continue to watch the breath, very carefully, very attentively, you begin to see that your mind is completely anchored to the present moment. Now we are ready to lengthen the breath. So as you lengthen your inhalation, move your awareness from the throat all the way down to your navel, following the breath from the throat to the navel as you inhale. Just pause for a second at the navel. Start exhaling. Relax the abdomen, relax your chest. Move your awareness from the navel to the throat and pause for 2 seconds. Tracing the path of the breath from the throat to the navel through the inhalation, from the navel back to the throat through the exhalation. Just breathe in a very relaxed manner, keeping your body relaxed, keeping your shoulders, your lower jaws, your throat very relaxed. Okay. Now slowly come back to your natural breath. You can drop the regulation. Continue to observe the breath. Now we'll try a very simple pranayama technique. Okay, Shitali, some of you may be familiar. So for Shitali, what we do is we inhale through the mouth. Yeah, we roll the tongue and take the air through the mouth, and as air passes through the tongue down the throat, it really cools down. So it's a very cooling technique. It's also summer now, so it's a good technique to do. Yeah. And as you do this, we try and straighten the spine and raise the head. Not raise the head fully like this, but straighten the spine and gently raise the head, opening the throat. Once you get here, you close your mouth, start exhaling through the nostrils as you bring your chin down. Okay? So we'll demonstrate and then you can continue. Inhale. So continue to inhale and exhale. With each inhalation, try and straighten your spine as you raise your head. Don't overarch. Once you complete your inhalation, fold your tongue, close your mouth, bring your chin down as you exhale. And you may continue to exhale with your chin down. Once you complete, pause for a couple of seconds and then start inhaling through the tongue. The mind is completely with the breath. So the rolling of the tongue is not something that comes naturally for everyone. Just keep the mouth slightly open as if you are inhaling through a straw. Just 3 more breaths with complete attention. Inhaling through the mouth, exhaling through the nostrils. Once you complete 3 breaths, just sit with your eyes closed. Come back to your natural breath. Observe how you feel in your body. And also become aware of what's arising in the mind. Okay, you can open your eyes now. Was this simple? Simple enough?
Got a cooling effect.
Yeah.
Air conditioning.
Air conditioned effect in the mouth. Yeah, it was really very relaxing and cooling at the same time. If I had given you a little longer, you might have gone to sleep. I don't know how many of you felt sleepy. Okay. So that was just a short practice of a few postures and some pranayama that we teach for many health conditions. Yeah? So we don't need to actually have a problem to start practicing yoga. But when we do have a problem, sometimes these practices become so beautiful, so effective. It's like, when you're sick, sometimes the medicines are mixed with honey and given. When I know as a child whether you experienced that. It will be some bitter medicine mixed with honey. It's like that. The yoga practice is so enjoyable. It's so refreshing that you will say, yeah, I can do this. Anybody can do that. Why would I not avoid some painkiller, and why would I not avoid some complicated surgeries if I know how to take care of my body better? It doesn't mean that yoga can completely replace other forms of medicine. No system of medicine or no system of health is complete by itself, right? Yoga therapy also. But yoga is something beyond that, right? It is complete by itself. But yoga therapy has its limitations. So we use yoga therapy along with Western medicine or Ayurveda or homeopathy or any other system. You don't need to stop your medication, but definitely the need for medication can come down. Many problems can be avoided, prevented, delayed. Yeah, that is what yoga therapy promises. But if you say what is yoga, then yoga is so much more than yeah. Yoga therapy can be like the beginning. Many times, like I said, people come to yoga because of some illness. So it's a great opportunity when you discover something. Wow, I never knew this. Now I can do this. I can do something very simple for 20 minutes every day and take care of so many problems. My boss is happy with me. My husband is happy with me. My children are saying, Ma, you're getting angry. Go do your practice. Right? So many things are changing. And that's what yoga can do. So I am going to ask, sir, can you come and share your experience with yoga? You've been studying for some time, practicing. One. Are you okay to go live? Okay. Karan. Mr. Ravi Shankar, he's been coming to yoga.
I'm coming to Saraswati for 2 years. The past 2 years I'm coming with her. So I came for neck pain. She taught me some lessons. So although I'm actually speaking, I'm a Parkinson patient. I am a Parkinson patient actually. So my progression has come down a lot by doing the yoga, and my diabetic is reversed. So too much of benefits I got from what she taught me very lightly. She is very kind enough to me to do. I am 73 years old. In spite of my older, she asked me to come. I thought, no, nobody will accept me. So in that condition I came to her. After doing so many exercises, now I am able to, my shivering has stopped, everything stopped, my diabetes has reversed, my BP level is just 98. So I derived a lot of benefits from doing yoga.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you. So that was a surprise for you. I saw you, I thought, okay, I should ask you to share, because very rarely, even in yoga therapy, a lot of people don't continue for a long time. 3-4 classes and then people get busy, life takes over, many other things take over. But I think with people like him that whole commitment to one's own health is so strong that he never misses his practice. He's very diligent with his practice. And whenever I've seen people who practice very regularly, it doesn't mean that all the problems have gone away. You know, sometimes there is a new problem coming up, and then we have to change the practice. So it's not like a magic, you know, I take this pill and then all the problems went away. But when I am able to see the value of the practice and stay with it for a long time, it really changes something. We become really empowered. So that, and I think you've started riding a scooter now also.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was, and then he had stopped, now he has started riding a scooter.
He advised me not to drive. I stopped driving.
Builds up
Driving car, yeah.
Builds
He used to
up-
drive, so
Builds up self-confidence too.
it builds confidence. Yeah, and this we have seen consistently, right? All the teachers would vouch for that. Consistently, when the practice is regular, you keep coming back to the teacher, you make small changes. They're not very complicated postures. Very simple, right? And it really can have a miraculous effect. But remember, it is something that has to generate joy for you. It has to be something that you're deeply committed to. Health, well-being, happiness, right? Like in Tamil we say, sugar irundadan sethiram. Only if the body is healthy can I think of anything else, right? So taking care of the body is our own responsibility. To a large extent today, in the modern world, we have outsourced our health to somebody else, right? Somebody else has to take care of us. We don't even know what problems we have because the connection to the body has become so weak, right? We don't even know what problems we have. So every day when you do your practice, when you're moving your neck, when you're moving your arms, you're checking, today how is my shoulder, right shoulder, left shoulder, how is my neck, how is my breathing, how was my digestion, how did my sleep go, because if my sleep was not good, it will impact my breath. If I ate late, if I ate heavy, I know that it was not good for me, but I ate it, my breath will be affected. Yeah, so your practice is like a very sensitive barometer, your breath particularly, that will tell you where we are going wrong. Now slowly we recalibrate and try to find the right kind of lifestyle, the right kind of food habits that will promote well-being. Now when all this is happening, the mind is also important, right? Sometimes we can be very healthy physically, but the mind can be all over the place. Yeah, need not necessarily translate into a healthy, happy, peaceful mind. So that also has to be taken care of. And mind is not outside the body, right? In yoga, we don't differentiate between the body and mind. It's like a spectrum. One end is the gross body, at the other end is a subtle mind. And more subtle than the mind is something else. That is what we journey towards, right? What is more subtle than the mind? Consciousness. Subconscious mind is subtle mind again. So thinking mind is gross mind, right? Subconscious, which I am not even aware of, where is this pattern, where is this thinking coming from, where is this emotion coming from, I may not be aware of. That's the subconscious mind. It's still the mind, right?
Self-actualization.
Self-actualization, yeah. It's a word.
Karma, I think it's called karma.
Yeah, so there is something beyond this body and mind, right? Soul, consciousness, right? Yoga is something that takes you in that direction. So slowly as we practice yoga, I was even telling sir the other day that body will bring up some problem or the other. Okay, at some point we have to say, I am not this body. I have to learn to go beyond this body. But I have to take care of this body. I cannot ignore the body. Yeah? I cannot be complacent about it. But the idea of yoga therapy is to prepare you to start moving inward, to find that space within you, from where if you live, from where if you meet the world, from where if you act, you are not going to get easily disturbed. You won't suffer so much because that part of you does not suffer, right? Now this is a great promise, right? Imagine, I can get rid of my pain, I can improve my well-being, right? I am also evolving spiritually. I am also becoming a better person. I am also beginning to see there is so much more in life than this little body, this small mind, petty problems. Suddenly your whole vision expands. Okay, this is what yoga promises. I don't want us to look at yoga therapy as a physical therapy, just looking at the body, get rid of the problem. That may be only the starting point. But essentially it is to take you towards yourself. Understand yourself better. Sometimes what we are most closest to, we don't understand. Yeah, we don't understand people who we have lived all our life together. Yeah? We don't understand our parents, we don't understand our spouse, our children. We say, oh, I didn't know, right? We don't understand ourselves. We think we know who we are. That's only one part of us. So yoga therapy will help you to navigate through all of these. It's a very interesting journey. I tell you, it's very exciting because you're not searching outside, you're going inside. And slowly you will find that there are a lot of things that we are holding on to that I don't need to hold on to. My prana is like, it's like a leaking pot. My body is like a pot with many holes and I'm constantly leaking the prana. I can conserve it, I can direct it. Unnecessarily we do that by thinking, by worrying, by taking somebody else's problem as our problem and sitting. I have no control over it. Still I think I have to solve their problems. World problems. We all have to be there. Yeah, we have to really look at the world problems. We have to address all that. But first, we have to take care of ourselves. Yeah? Only if we can take care of ourselves better can we even perceive our reality with greater clarity. Yoga says you are not even perceiving your reality as it is. You are only having a distorted version of the reality that your mind is projecting. So clean the mind. To clean the mind, I have to clean the body because the mind is in the body, right? So clean food. So good lifestyle. So from that we start from food. I keep coming back to food because that's what Krishnamacharya always emphasized. When the food is clean, when it is pure, when it is healthy, when it is wholesome, the body which is made up of food, because this food becomes the body, right? The body also gets purified. And pranayama is the best form of purification. It says pranayamam parantapaha, the highest form of purification. Just with breathing, good breathing. You're not just removing carbon dioxide and metabolic waste. You're also clearing a lot of stuff your mind has gathered. And we don't know how many years, how many lifetimes perhaps, what we are holding on to. Sometimes we feel it in the shoulder, neck, responsibility, as if we are carrying the whole world on our shoulder, right? So work on that. My neck needs enough flexibility, right? Not just to function normally, but for the prana to flow freely, right? My back has to be supple. If my back is not flexible, then my prana will not flow well. It's not just about flexibility. The prana has to flow well, right? My abdomen has to function well, my digestion has to be good, the fire has to be strong. Yeah? So we take care of this fire by eating the right kind of food, by doing the right kind of breathing and practice. Yeah, I should be able to breathe well. What happens when we have some form of pain, suffering? Immediately your breath will get affected, right? Can't breathe well. So we say, okay, you do pranayama, all these problems can go away, but you can't do pranayama when you're suffering, right? If somebody says breathe deeply and the breath is so short, you feel like kicking that person. So you should have practiced it so that when there is a problem, you can still go back to that practice. Yeah, in Sanskrit there is a saying, it says, Yuddha kale shastra abhyasam, cannot happen. At the time of war, you cannot take the weapon and learn to practice it. You should have already learned how to use your breath. You should have learned how to use your body. You should have learned all the basic asana pranayama that is required to take care of your body. If you have learned that, then any problem comes, you can take care of it. So I'm hoping at some point Ravi Shankar sir will say, I have this problem, I know what to do. I don't need to come to you, right? So I've had people say, I had that back pain, I came to you, then again I got the back pain because I moved my house, I lifted something. But don't worry, I went back to your first practice, I did that for a week, I am fine now. Now I can go back to my regular practice. It's empowering because you know how to take care of yourself. So we don't expect the student to come back to us all the time. If the student is not coming back, we are happy because they have learned how to take care of themselves. So this workshop is basically also to build that awareness, to say that you don't have to be dependent on some external agency continuously. To some extent, yes. Sometimes we don't know how to deal with our problems. I have a problem, I don't know how to deal with it because I am so close to myself. I need my teacher. I will go to my teacher and ask, can you please tell me how to deal with it? If I know how to deal with it, I will deal with it. So all of us need each other, but we also can take care of ourselves to a great extent if we have learned how to do it. So if you learn how to breathe properly, if you learn some simple asanas, you know how to take care of simple neck pain, back pain, headache, digestion problem, anxiety, yeah. But if the problems are big, then you still have to go back to your teacher. So at least work with your teacher for a few years continuously till you have learned this. Then you can become your own teacher. That is what yoga therapy promises. You will become your own teacher. Yeah? Because there are enough people who need to learn, and then invariably people will say, okay, I taught this to somebody in my family. I went to this wedding, somebody had this problem, I taught them in the wedding hall, they felt better. All this will happen because you learned something, you found the power of it, you would want to share it, right? So now I'm going to stop, and maybe if you have any questions that you might have.
So basically, yoga therapy is a kind of a detox
So is yoga therapy a kind of a detox, you're asking?
for your mind, for your body.
It is detox at all levels.
Overall,
Yeah.
overall. Because as I was telling Pratimaji, the medicines that we consume for our various ailments are all chemical warfare that we are inflicting on our body.
Correct.
So if we can decrease that
Yeah.
dependence
Yeah.
on
We can definitely decrease our dependence on medication, pain medication especially, even to a large extent medication for sleep and all that, if we have really learned how to take care of these problems. Definitely.
Basically, I've come here for 3 reasons. One is to become as calm as a saint.
Okay.
To be unperturbed by external disturbances.
Okay.
To be internally driven, that is. Second is to restore my circadian rhythm, because being a teacher, I tend to read a lot, especially during the night, like 2, 3 o'clock, 4 a.m.
Oh, wow.
So that I need to get back to 10
Okay.
p.m. and then take it at 6. I need to restore that.
Okay, you want to calm your mind, become like a saint. You want to improve your circadian rhythm. You want to bring some order to your sleep cycle.
Bring it
Yeah.
back to normal.
Back to normal.
Third thing is I got this umbilical hernia.
Mm.
Without my knowledge, I worked out in gym for about 11 years.
Okay.
Lifting weights and stuff. Personality developed, but the
Mm.
side effect is this.
Mm.
About 1.5 to 2 centimeters. If it
Okay.
goes beyond 3, it might require a surgery.
Okay.
So now I've stopped it for a while.
Okay. So you've stopped what is going to aggravate the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely you can learn some practice to address it.
These 3 can be treated.
You can prevent surgery or at least delay it for a long time, because hernias, it's a bit tricky. There are many things that we do in our daily life sometimes that can increase the problem. So one is to prevent and avoid those things, and then work on strengthening. But how much you can strengthen the abdominal muscles, it depends on what you do, right? So I would say if it is very mild, you can avoid surgery. If it is moderate, you can delay surgery.
no pain as such. But
Yeah, there's no discomfort, we can start working.
And do you think it'll take 5 long years to become a master yoga trainer like you? I'm keen to heal myself first and then the world.
Yeah, so first start with your own healing and don't worry. 5 long years is nothing.
But
I'm
is that
talking
a bad-
about a knowledge that will be carried through many lifetimes. Okay, what is 5 years? I've been studying for 30 years now, longer than 30 years. I still feel there's so much to learn. You know, going back to the text, understanding myself, understanding my student, there's so much.
All of us remain a work in progress throughout.
Pardon?
All of us remain a work in progress.
We're all work in progress, yeah. So it's a life journey, that's all. You won't take 5 years to learn how to take care of your health. That much I can tell you. You can start, then slowly you will learn many things. Can somebody repeat?
Insomnia.
Tookam varlaya? Okay. 13 years sleep is up. Okay. We can work. You have practiced some yoga, பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா யோகா இதுக்கு முன்ன? பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. ஹெல்ப் பண்ணிருக்கா? எனக்கு ஒரு தடவை ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட் வந்தாங்க. I'll tell in Tamil and English. Okay. I won't forget the student because he came after 6 months after a stroke. Okay. And he was able to walk and all that. His speech was slightly affected. So I was talking to him and he said he's very depressed because of the stroke. So I asked him, what do you do? He's a retired person, a journalist retired. He said, I brood and I visualize my cremation. This is what I do through the day. Very, very depressed. So we were talking and then in the beginning he told me, don't tell me about faith. I don't believe. Yeah, don't talk to me about faith. Faith means faith in God or whatever. I said, okay sir, I won't talk about faith. Then he said, I was asking him about his routine and he said, I practice relaxation practice in the night. A friend taught me and I've been doing that in the night. So I said, for how long? He said, 2 years. I asked him, has it helped you? He said, I don't know if it has helped me, but I do it every day. And I asked him, if this is not faith, then what is faith? Okay. He went away. After 6 months, he came back. So another teacher was teaching him. I was only doing the consultation. He came back with a copy of his book. He had published all his writing over the years and he had made a book for his grandchildren. So he came with a copy of the book. He wanted me to write a few lines.
What is the name?
The back cover. I don't know if the book got published, but he came with the copy, with a dummy of the book. And he said, that one thing that you said stuck with me and I realized, actually I do have that faith. Otherwise, why would he practice? So we try something and then we try for a few days and immediately we'll give it up. Then we'll try something else, we'll give it up. What I say is, if something has stayed with you for a long time, 13 years, of course we have to look at what could be the cause for it. We have to address that. We have to look at your food, your lifestyle, your mind, all of that. But the practice is something that has to continue. So it will take a little time. It won't take 13 years, definitely. But it will take a little time for your whole system to change. Yeah, so usually it is like we try something, we give it up very quickly, and this is what happens in yoga therapy. Also because it's so much like a supermarket. Every day you see Instagram, I don't know how many of you are on Instagram. Every day there will be 10, 20, 30 new ways of addressing one problem. So every day if I keep changing my practice, changing my teacher, changing my technique, changing my doctor, I am not going to get anywhere, right? It's like digging many wells, how will you find water? So stay with one practice. I'm not saying that would have helped you, but I'm saying anything that we do, stay for some time to see the effect. particularly sleep. Okay? Now, the good news is yoga will help to improve your sleep. There is no question. We have seen people come with 15 years of sleep problems, sleeping like a baby within the first week. Okay? But it may not sustain if they stop the practice. They still have to work with the practice. It's not like when the problem goes away, you stop the practice. You have to completely work and change the system. Adukku konja time. Yeah, so definitely it will help. There's no question. I've also had sleep issues for many years, so it was only the yoga practice that helped.
I guess there's a corollary to this faith thing. Anything that becomes a habit, a good habit at that, automatically the faith follows.
Yeah.
They are interlinked, right?
So what comes first? Is it the faith or the habit?
That's the
So how would-
classic conundrum.
Yeah. Now how would I make something a habit if I don't really believe in it? Right? Somebody comes, okay, we teach a practice. If that person has a lot of questions, sometimes we are very intellectual, no? We keep thinking, how will this small practice, a simple practice help me? I have such a complicated problem, no doctor could solve my problem, how will this practice help me? So if I am not going to take to it and try it, then it may not really work. But I would say be a skeptic, but try it. Do it completely with total attention and then see what happens. Yeah, so the faith is inherent, it is really the main ingredient. What we call Shraddha is the main ingredient for healing, for transformation. But sometimes that Shraddha has to be cultivated. Yeah, sometimes you have to inspire that in the other person. If I tell you I had severe back pain, which I really had, I had to go for surgery and all that, and my teacher said just do this practice, you'll be all right. I'm all right now. Many things I was told I can never do in my life, I am able to do. Yeah, that is because of yoga. If I tell you that, you will believe me, right? So yeah, if it worked for you, it will work for me. So I can also inspire that faith in the other person. Nobody is free from problems, right? But if we have learnt how to take care of that, then we can help the other and inspire the other. But for it to become a habit, because there are certain things we do by habit which may not even be helpful, but this is something we have to do consciously. So even if I call it a samskara, a habit, it is not like a mindless thing, right? I have to do every step, every breath, I have to do it very consciously. So every time I am relearning something. So I need to get that connection to that. I need to enjoy it, I need to love it, I need to focus.
Breathing is all about focus. Anything else is
Can we call it an intentional habit?
Yeah. It is intentional because it is going to take you to the next step, and that step will reveal you what could be the next step. Initially you might say, I just want my headache to go away. But then you realize that there's so many other things that yoga can help you with. So it is so broad because it addresses every aspect of your life. It is not just your physical body.
Mind is much more of a devil than body.
Mind is, yeah. But the mind is really the instrument here that we are using in yoga. So it is about training the mind to deal with the problems of the mind and transforming the mind. Yeah, so we start with looking at the mind, cleaning the mind, training it, and then that mind can transform.
Monkey dance as per our instructions.
Whose instructions? Whose?
I mean, the divine inside us.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
So when the mind becomes quiet, then something inside will work. Otherwise we are simply,
It's all scattered.
yeah, scattered. Are there any questions online? No.
Okay, ma'am. So I told you about the long journey to it's about 45 years, it's not a short time. I think it's been fits and starts.
Yeah.
So, it's a very practical sense. I would like to have a detailed talk with you
Yeah.
and then go.
Yeah.
So, tell me when and where.
Yes, sure. After the session is over, we will connect with you and we will set up a session. Sure. Okay, so does anyone want to try to work with any small problem, neck pain, back pain, anything? Now, you want to try? You can come as a subject. Yeah, come. One. Want you to, can you get the chair? You're okay with the live? Just put it there, yeah, facing. Yes, ma'am. Please tell. You have pain here.
25 years. 25 years.
45, 25 years.
25 years.
You're having pain in the shoulder. Okay, shoulder. Is it also the neck?
Neck.
Mm. So all the time this pain has been there.
No, no. Maybe around back.
If you carry heavy weight.
நான் 25 years வந்து எக்ஸசைஸ் பண்ணிட்டேன்.
Ah.
அந்த ஆர்ம் இல்லை அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு எக்ஸசைஸ்.
Okay.
பிசியோதெரபி.
Okay. Mm.
அது நான் ரெகுலராக செஞ்சுட்டேன். அப்படி இருக்கும்போது இப்போ கொஞ்சம் ஜாஸ்தியாக இருக்கு ஒரு 2 மாதம்.
Okay. So what she is saying is she's been doing some physiotherapy exercise, but now the pain has increased. Evidently.
இந்த இடம் வந்து கொஞ்சம் pain இருக்கு.
Mm. ஸோ உங்களுக்கு நெக் மூவ்மெண்ட் எல்லாம் கம்ஃபர்டபுளாக பண்ண முடியுது? ஜஸ்ட்
ரெகுலராக செய்யுங்க.
go look up and look down. Okay, this is comfortable for you? So you're doing all these exercises. Okay. When you do it, tala sutradha.
தலை சுத்துறது இதை செய்யலைன்னா தலை சுத்துறது.
Sayalana tala sutradha. So she has vertigo if she didn't do
4 days 5 days நம்ம செய்யலைன்னா தலை சுத்துறது.
Ah. So vertigo is a problem, then pain around this area is a problem. And is that the problem about the sleep, or why are you not sleeping?
ஸ்லீப்புக்கு சம்மந்தம் இல்லை. அது வந்து ஸ்லீப் வந்து மெனோபாஸ் அப்புறம் எனக்கு விட்டேன். தூங்கவே முடியல.
Okay. Because of after menopause. Before menopause you didn't have that. You didn't have any.
என்னை எழுப்பவே முடியாது.
Ah. Before menopause you didn't have any sleep issues. After menopause. Okay. So sleep we will address it later. Okay. We'll first look at this neck shoulder pain and the vertigo issue. Because when you are saying if you didn't do these exercises every day, you will get vertigo. So you are doing it. Something you are doing every day. Okay. Can I just ask you to raise your right hand up and down?
ரெகுலராக வந்து
Okay. In the kai.
செய்வேன். யோகா பண்ணுவேன்.
ஸோ இப்போ நீங்கள் கையை ரொம்ப டைட்டாக பிடிச்சிட்டு இருக்கீங்க. கேன் யூ ஜஸ்ட் கீப் இட் ரிலாக்ஸ்ட், கீப் த ஹேண்ட் டவுன். ஓகே, ஜஸ்ட் ரிலாக்ஸ்ட். Okay, and I'm just checking the movement. I'm not asking you to do this. Okay, now keep your hands like this. Okay, when you இப்போ இன்ஹேல் எக்ஸேல் பண்ணோம் இல்லையா, இன்ஹேல் பண்ணும்போது இப்படி பண்ணுங்க, எக்ஸேல் பண்ணும்போது இப்படி பண்ணுங்க. Okay, so just observe carefully. I'm keeping my head down. When I'm inhaling, I'm touching my forehead. I'm raising my head, touching my forehead, then an exhale. And bring your chin down. தலை இப்படி கீழே கொண்டு வா. இன்னொரு 3 times பண்ணு. One more time. இப்போ from here to here அவ்வளோ தூரம் எக்ஸலேஷன் வருதா? அவ்வளோ நேரம் எக்ஸேல் பண்ணுங்க. மைல்டாக இருக்கு. ஸோ நீங்கள் எங்கே பெயின் வருதோ அதுக்கு முன்னாடி நிறுத்திடுங்க. ஜஸ்ட் ஸ்டாப் பிஃபோர் யுவர் பெயின் ஸ்டார்ட்ஸ். ஸோ டோன்ட் ஓவர் ஸ்ட்ரெச். ஜஸ்ட் டூ 2 more times. பட் ஸ்டாப் பிஃபோர் த பெயின் ஸ்டார்ட்ஸ். அண்ட் பேக் நல்லா ஸ்ட்ரைட்டன் பண்ணுங்க. touch the forehead. Bring your hand to the forehead. நெத்தியில் கை கொண்டு வாங்க. ஆமாம், இப்போ கையை கிழக்கணும். So all of you can try this, okay? You try. Initially when you see this movement, it is like I'm just taking the hand up and coming down. Try it. Take your hand up, don't touch. Okay, keep it for a few seconds and then come down. Do this 3 times and then take it to the forehead, touch. Keep it for 2 seconds and then come down. Tell me what's the difference. So as you take, you arch your back. Your upper back has to straighten. You bring your hands to the forehead. Then when you exhale, you slowly lower your hands. Bring it back to the lap. Three times without touching the forehead, 3 times touching the forehead. Okay? Was there any difference? ஏதாவது டிஃப்ரென்ஸ் இருக்கா? தெரியல. பண்ணும்போது வலி வந்ததா?
இப்போ செகண்ட் டைம் பண்ணும்போது
இல்லை. ஓகே. What was the difference when you don't touch the forehead? See, when you are keeping your hand like this, you are holding the weight of your hand. When you touch, you are transferring that. Yeah, so already this part begins to relax. Now this is very important. Like I said, no, when you bend down, if you don't have a stool or chair, go all the way down. If you go halfway, this part of your body weight, you have to hold it against gravity. So it puts more pressure on your back. So either you touch the floor or you touch a stool, but don't just hang there. It's like that. Yeah, we call this, like in physiotherapy, they call it closed chain movement. So when let's say I'm raising my arms, I can have pain because I have to hold the weight of my arm. If my muscles are weak, it will be difficult. If it's tight, it will be painful. So we use the wall. So we'll try that now. Yeah? Panlama? ரொம்ப வெயிட் போடக்கூடாது. I'll show you. ஸோ கையை எப்படி வச்சுக்கோங்க. இன்ஹேல் பண்ணும்போது ஜஸ்ட் Exhale, down. Okay, so inhale, exhale, அவ்வளோதான். ம், சும்மா இப்படி தேய்ச்சிட்டு போங்க, அவ்வளோதான். அப்படிலாம் வேண்டாம்.
அப்படி அதை டெய்லி செய்வேன்.
சரி, இப்போ அப்படி செய்ய வேண்டாம். சும்மா இப்படி வச்சு ரெண்டு கையும் இங்கே வச்சுக்கோங்க. ஓகே. ம், காலை கொஞ்சம் அகத்தி வச்சுக்கோங்க. ஃபீட் அப்பார்ட். யா, இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் கிட்ட வந்துடுங்க. மெயினாக எனக்கு வந்து இங்கே மூவ்மெண்ட் தெரியணும். சரியா? ம், இந்த ஜஸ்ட் மூவ் ஸ்லோலி க்ளோஸ் டு த ரைட். இல்லை காலை கிட்ட வைக்க வேண்டாம். ஜஸ்ட் மூவ் டுவர்ட்ஸ் லீன் டுவர்ட்ஸ். யா, இன்ஹேல், இன்ஹேல், exhale down. Then the other hand, inhale, exhale down. இன்னும் ஒரே ஒரு தடவை பண்ணுங்க. Okay, can come back. So we're just exploring a few movements. Okay, so when you do this, it opens up the back of your neck and your upper back, and because you're having the wall to support, you're not holding the weight of your hand, so it becomes easier for you to maneuver. And when you're able to breathe well, this just 2 more times. One last time. இது கம்ஃபர்டபுளாக இருந்ததா உங்களுக்கு? ஓகே. No pain, no disturbance. Okay.
How does this Brahmari-like sound while exhaling help?
So Brahmari
Is this Brahmari?
helps to extend your exhalation. Yeah, when you're humming or when you use sound like chanting, it helps to extend your exhalation. Okay. It helps to relax your body because the vibrations actually help you to relax your body, particularly around your head, neck, shoulder area. Right. They've also found recently that Brahmari helps to release more nitric oxide, which will open up the bronchioles. So it helps to open up the air passages. It's a bronchodilator, nitric oxide. So that gets released when you do Brahmari. So they've done research. There's a lot of other effects. Now when you do Brahmari, your mind, the chatter of your mind will get drowned in that sound, right? So automatically your mind will become quieter. It's a good technique also to improve sleep. So if you're just lying down, we'll try that now. Okay. So kai ipdi vechukonga. So this is using your finger. Okay, it's called nyasam. When you inhale, you take your thumb up, the index finger, and then as you do Brahmari, you bring it down. Then you go to the next finger, inhale up. So keep your hand on the lap. You start with your left hand. Okay. So keep it on the lap. Kai vechukonga. Then inhale. Inhale, go to the middle finger. The ring finger. The little finger. Now move to your right hand, index finger. The ring finger. The little finger. Now do with both your hands together, okay? Just relax with your eyes closed for a minute. can open your eyes. Are you more relaxed now? The mind relaxes, a lot of things change in the body. The body also will relax. When you relax the body, the mind will also relax. So both, support each other. It's like when we get very stressed out, the body is impacted, right? So when they are relaxed, the body will again respond to that very beautifully. So, any questions? Anything you would like to share? It's just like a sample in a pannalam. So you know it's not rombo complicated illa. Simple panna mudiyum. ஆனால் பெயின் ஏன் கண்டினியூ ஆகுது? இப்போ பண்ணுறதுல ஏதோ பிரச்சனை இருக்குது, அது பார்க்கணும். ஏன்னா வந்து அந்த அளவுக்கு பெயின் இருக்கக்கூடாது. ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ண எல்லாருக்குமே ஏதோ கொஞ்சம் பெயின்லாம் இருக்கும். ஒரு நாள் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணலன்னா கொஞ்சம் வலியெல்லாம் வரும், ஏன்னா அது நேச்சர். பட் சாப்பாட்டு பார்க்கணும், நம்ம பாஸ்டர் எப்படி இருக்குன்னு பார்க்கணும், மைண்டு எப்படி கான்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணுறதுன்னு பார்க்கணும்.
எந்த பிரச்சனையும் கிடையாது.
மைண்ட் பிரச்சனையே தேவையில்லை, மைண்ட் ரிலாக்ஸ் ஆகிறதுக்கு. எல்லாமே மைண்டில் தான் ஆரம்பிக்குது மேடம். ஸோ மைண்டில் தான் அந்த நீங்கள் என்ன ஃபிசிக்கல் ப்ராப்ளம் எதுவாக இருந்தாலும் மைண்டில் தான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆரம்பிக்கும்.
ஹாப்பியாக இருக்கும்போது எப்படி எது வரும்?
ஏன் வரக்கூடாது? ஹாப்பியாக இருக்குன்னா இந்த நிமிஷம் நான் ஹாப்பியாக இருக்கேன், பட் நான் இவ்வளோ நாள் என்னெல்லாம் அனுபவிச்சிருந்தேனோ அதெல்லாம் உடம்புல இருக்கும் இல்லையா? ஸோ அதெல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் க்ளீன் பண்ணி எடுக்கணும், அவ்வளோதான். சரியா? இப்போ வந்து எல்லாமே ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்காது, எல்லாமே செட்டிலாக இருக்கும். பட் இவ்வளோ நாள் எப்படி இருந்தோம் அதையும் பார்க்கணும்.
This exercise that we just finished, should it be done before for insomnia? She has chronic insomnia, right?
Yeah, no, for her we'll give a separate practice. I will have to do a consultation for her. I'll have to understand the problem better because she's had it for a few years. I want to understand the history, her medical history, her health history. Then I will be able to choose what's the practice that she has to do. These are simple techniques that will automatically relax people. So, for night நீங்க படுக்கும்போது you can keep doing this. தூக்கம் வர வரைக்கும் இது பண்ணலாம், நடுவில் முழுப்பு வந்துட்டாலும் இதை பண்ணிகிட்டே இருக்கு. இது கண்டிப்பாக it will relax and help you to go to sleep. But this is not the only thing that she has to do. We'll have to look at other things.
Before bedtime, this can be done for sound sleep.
Lying you can do. Yeah, everybody can do. Even small children, like two of my teachers are not here, they have gone for a program outside. So she went to a school to teach board children who are going to face their board exams. So she taught them simple practice, and all of them in the class felt very relaxed. So anybody can learn to do this. These are just simple techniques. But we don't have, while we have techniques that will address certain issues, we can't say if you have this problem do this. We need to know the person, because for that person what is causing the problem we have to identify. That person, how it is manifesting we have to understand. Then the practice might be different. What time, when they can do the practice, what is their food, many aspects we have to take care of. But overall you get an idea, right? They're simple, everybody can do this practice, it can be modified, it doesn't take a long time. You did like a 10-minute practice, yeah? So just saying it is so simple, and you have everything inside you. You know, you don't need anything extra. You don't even need a mat. You can do the practice. You have a jump column. In those days we never had these rubber yoga mats, you know, all this paraphernalia. It's all recent, right? So people learn to do the practice in any dress you have and anything that you have. Only for lying you need like a dari or something. Standing you can do it in the floor. Unfortunately today the floors are very slippery, so we need something if we want to do some postures that won't cause some imbalance. Otherwise it's okay. We don't need a lot of things. So wherever you go, you can take your yoga practice. You can do it in a small compartment in the train. Yeah, you can do it in a small room when you're traveling, anywhere. It's versatile, it's adaptable to everyone, any point of time. If somebody can only lie down, we give them practice only in lying. Today we didn't give you any lying practice because it's not possible, right? If somebody can only sit and lie, we'll only give that. Somebody can stand initially, maybe they need wall support to stand and do something, and then go away from wall support. But the idea is to move somebody from therapy to regular practice, to make them do active practice so that they don't need to go back to that situation.
Thank you for making June 21st, 2024 a very memorable day for all of us.
Thank you.
There are times the newspaper without which I cannot do on Sunday, every Sunday. Ask my husband, he will tell you how restless I get.
Oh, okay.
Actually, as you mentioned, I think the main difference over here is usually the idea is therapy is when I have a problem, only then I need to go.
Correct. Yeah.
But what you really said, which is staying with me, is
Prevention.
I think if you are out of a problem, that's the starting point.
Correct.
And your yoga journey.
To know how to prevent future problems and to know how to improve, to evolve. Yeah.
We learned as a kid, prevention is better than
Preventive,
cure.
yeah. Preventive care, prevention is better than. It's true. But see, this understanding of yoga therapy is so fragmented, so peripheral today in the world. Either people think yoga is about doing 108 Surya Namaskar or some 1000 Kapalabhatis, right? Or it is about sitting and meditating and doing nothing else, like going into samadhi. There's a whole range, your whole life is between these two. Right? So how do you adapt yoga to everything? To every age group we teach yoga differently. Children we teach very differently, right? Young adults we teach differently. Older people like us, middle age, then we have to change the practice for that person. Right? We can't do certain things that we were able to do when we were young. If we were young and we started yoga very young, you can do many of that all through. Krishnamacharya apparently practiced Shikshana Krama at least until he was 85, 90. That was possible for him. But for most people come to yoga much later in life. So we need Rakshana Krama, preventive care, protection, right? Chikitsa, which is therapy, is one aspect of it. So if I fall sick, I have to do something to get better so I can get back on track. Right? That need not become a preoccupation of my life. Illness is only a part of life. Why should it become so big? Yeah. Okay. No more questions? Some of you are sleepy.
I saw the list of courses that are offered. Know which interested me. One is the teacher training course and teacher orientation something. So these two come with certificates. Once we finish, we'll be certified by you to train other people. Is that certificate or just knowledge is enough?
Okay, so I tell you, we start with the Yoga Sadhana program. Okay, Yoga Sadhana is understanding yoga and how to develop a practice for yourself. We start with that. So anybody who wants to start learning yoga in a more serious manner, we say come for Yoga Sadhana. So right now we are offering a 3-week course online, okay, Saturday, Sunday, and then 5 days of practice, 1 hour, like the 3-week. So 21 days of practice. And there will be theory, will teach you Yoga Sutra, Pranayama, the different aspects of yoga and help you to see what yoga can do for you. Okay, that's the starting. We put you onto a teacher, you can start your practice. And then as you practice, you begin to see, now I want to take this to more people. I want to learn to become a teacher. Then we'll say, perhaps you're ready for a teacher training program. But we don't focus on certification. We focus on learning. Because today I find that more and more people are coming saying, I will do it if I get a certificate. But then the whole focus is on the certificate, a piece of paper. I don't know how many of you who got a certificate ever went back to look at it. I don't even know where my certificates lie. It doesn't really matter. But it is required so that there is a structured program that you go through systematically. At the end of it, a piece of paper will tell you you've done all this to the requirement. But what is really important is that you practice and you learn and you really deepen your own journey. And I know many teachers who are great teachers who don't have a certificate. My teachers don't have a certificate. Yeah. So I tell you that that is not important. You learn, you practice, and now we are saying in Yoga Vahini, whenever you are ready, we'll give you a certificate.
You can do without it.
Doesn't matter. Because some of these external goalposts have become so important that we forget why we are here.
We forget the journey, we only
We look at the destination without enjoying the journey. See what happens, by the end some of these people are finishing their course, so much stress, I have to finish my internship, I have to do my exams, they are so stressed out. Saying what is the point? Right? Because it's yoga and that's causing so much stress. That's okay, some level of stress is okay. Because you need to do well, you have to, if you have procrastinated, pushed a lot of work to the end, it will be difficult. But that's only one aspect. That is not the end of it. So we say it doesn't matter, just do it. But really enjoy your practice, enjoy your learning. That's more important. And I've decided actually to do away with the certification, structured certification, because I see so much stress in students. We're carrying our patterns from our school and university education. Yoga shouldn't be studied like that. It's not like last minute I can mug up something and go and write an exam. Every day I should internalize it. So it's good. I mean, certification, structured programs are all good, but the flip side is this. Sometimes yoga goes out of the window. So we want to keep yoga and keep everything else in the periphery.
I'm sure Vidya here, we're all part of this group called Bessie Dreamers. Right now I'm a rookie runner.
Okay,
I'm a
okay,
trainee,
okay.
whereas she's already a runner. So we are now being taught in a structured manner the art and science of life. Today is Pilates, last week was something else.
Yeah.
And the body, which has never really responded the way it is now responding, every morning I wake up with a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Wherever it's aching, I have to be there at 4:45.
Wonderful.
That is the joy.
Yeah,
When you find the purpose and you find the joy intersect, the race is exactly a month from today. The medal is just the validation. What matters is this 3.5 months, 4.5 months of training.
The joy of training,
that
yeah.
we have undergone
Yeah.
along with others, the
Yeah.
camaraderie, the fun, the
Yeah.
laughter, the banter. That is what is going to remain.
I see many of you in the Besant Nagar beach. So much fun you people
It is
have.
so much of fun.
Yeah. Cool.
And that is also a kind of yoga if you actually go to see,
Yeah.
because running gives us a high, it gives me a high for sure.
You have to go. You'll come back. Thank you. Okay, so shall we close the session for today?
Thank you so much.
And finish with the prayer.
Yeah.
Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you.
So much.